What's up everyone? Today guys I'm gonna have a tutorial guide for you guys concerning trolling. I'm gonna be covering the buff troll aspect of it since that's the main meta in the game right now, and I'm also gonna be covering the power troll aspect of it, of trolling. I will also have a separate video on buff battle trolling, but that'll be in a separate video. Before I move on, I just want to say a couple of things. I will also have a next money making video coming up, so you guys make sure to look out for that. And also be doing them tournament videos, the Godzilla DPS tournament. I'll be finishing them tournaments, so you guys make sure to look out for that. Sorry. For those who haven't subscribed yet, if you want to subscribe, it's up to you. You can take the time now and so hit that subscribe button. That way you guys can be subscribed to the channel and you'll miss out on these upcoming videos. Sorry. Excuse me. Alright, with that being said guys, I'm now going to move on to the buff troll tutorial aspect of it. Alright guys, stay tuned for that. Alright guys, super speed, I'm just going to get one skill point in speed force, just so I get super speed running. That's it for super speed there, nothing else. For the weapons, I normally use brawling weapon. I'm going to get the brawling mastery. I'm going to max out the skill points in brawling. Get our brawling mastery. I gotta put the rest in martial arts. Yeah, if you do have a lot of skill points and you want to use skill points for something else, you could use hand blaster, just one skill point hand blaster just to get that pulse beam. Or some people use dual wheel, because they prefer dual wheel, that mastery, the flurry mastery. Okay, just get this here, shuriken sword mastery. That's it there. So I could build up my power by doing this here. This is the animation for it. Alright, let me move on to the start points now guys. I'm gonna get focus hybrid, one skill point in that. Then I'm gonna max out critical power chance, max out critical power magnitude. Then I'm gonna dump the rest of the skill points in health. Health is needed, right guys, here for the the rest in vitalization. Yeah, as I was saying, health is needed for the buff again, for the tetrahedron and the cog artifact buff. This is the loadout. Archibald wave, that's gonna be my damage buff, and it's also gonna CC adds, like card control adds. Anomaly, that's the supercharge generator, and it's also gonna heal the buff the boss, so the adds. I can also stun them. So quantum tunnel now, that's the third move. It's a shield. Also it's you could quantum tunnel away from stuff and avoid stuff, and you can drop aggro also from the boss, so the adds, and pick up people or pick up players and stuff. That's quantum tunnel in there. Singularity, that's the defense debuff. It also creates a black hole and pulls everything together. It's like a CC control effect. Temporal extortion, that's the group weapon buff and the group heal, power heal. Also buff might, dominance, and restoration, attack damage, weapon attack damage. You guys can read here. That's temporal exhaustion. Event horizon, that's a group shield, supercharge. That's what I'm running here. Event horizon. So that's my loadout here guys. You can run it in any order you want, not my specific order. Now the allies here guys. The allies I'm running is the House of Legends bot for the damage. You could run anyone you want, for your damage. It's up to you. But that's what I'm running here. It's really good single target damage. House of Legends bot. The cyborg, I'm running that as passive, support ally number 1. He's gonna be running that passive for the power. Nubia was gonna be a really good artifact before they nerf passive ability 2, but it was gonna give a buff, might buff from 4% and a precision buff to 8%, but they nerfed it to a might buff for 2% and a precision buff for 4%, but it's still good. It's not really that great, but it's alright. You could run either Nubia or you could run the Batman Who Laughs. You know, he got a little better, you know, some better passives. But this is what I'm stuck with. And this is what I'm running. Alright guys, with that being said, now guys, I'll be moving on to, let me see, the augments. Yeah, I'll show you guys the augments right now, what I'm using. Let's scroll over here, augments. Okay, the augments you want to get for the adaptive augments, you always want to get the dominance augments. Always get the dominance. You guys can see I have it maxed out. The reason for this is you got 3% dominance and health in the content. Any content, so you're always going to get a 3% dominance and health. The health benefits offer the tetrahedron and also offer the cog. So the more health, the better. This is the origin, the vital runes here. That's the origin augments I'm running here. The vital rune, as you can see. So that's it for the augments here, guys. Now I'm moving on to the artifacts. Actually, let me show you guys my health real quick here. See how much health I have. As I said before, the more health, the better. You know, health scales with the tetrahedron and the cog buffs. Show you guys here now my weapon, what I'm using. For the weapon, I have replenishing adapter, recovers power there, as you can see. The head mod, I'm using supercharge event horizon. Give back supercharge, 5% supercharge. The neck, I use escalating might for the extra damage, but you could use that white mod for power. I guess power is up to you, your preference. I normally use escalating might because I DPS also. I don't like switching too much, you know, switching the mod. So I use escalating might because that's omnipotence neck and it's used for both roles. So that's it there for the neck. Alright, moving on. Next here, omnipotence back, I use accelerate active wave. Chest, I'm going to be using a hearty mod, increase your health by 5%. As I said before, the more health, you know, the better for the artifacts, the tetrahedron and the cog artifacts. The leg, I'm using restorative quantum tunneling. Give you a small heal. Feet, I'm using Thunder Master. And the hands, I'm using max damage. As you guys can see there, that's it for the white mods. Now for the rings, I'm using the Speed Force ring, sorry. That's from the anti-money event. That gives a little more health. If you're unable to get these rings, you know, you could use the regular rings. They give a little less health, but it's still good. This trinket here, the partially assimilated silver unit trinket, gives 5% health also. As I said before, the more health the better for those artifacts, the tetra and the cog. If you're unable to get this trinket, because I know it was in the beginning when you now started DC, you know, it was an anniversary gift or something. But if you're unable to get this trinket for whatever reason, you could also get the Starheart Throb from the Valentine event. That also gives 5% health. So if you don't have this trinket, you could also get the Valentine trinket called the Starheart Throb. You know, we gotta wait next year because yeah, Valentine is already over. So you have to unfortunately wait next year if you don't have this trinket yet. So you could pick up the Starheart Throb when there's a Valentine event. Alright, so that's it for the trinkets. Let me see. Move on to the artifact. Okay, the tetrahedron I'm using for the might buff DPSs, if there's only might DPSs, and then the armlet of Rao and the claw of Alcon. So if there's only might DPSs, you're gonna run these three artifacts here. These three: tetra, armlet, and claw. You guys can see what the tetra does. Grants you and group 7 members might equal to 2% of your health. However, if you're running with perk DPSs now, you're gonna rock this, the cog of Megadon. Hit an enemy with a crossbow combo attack. Grant up to 7 members. Precision equal to 1.25% of your health. As I said before, health is very important because it buffs the artifact effect here with the cog and the tetrahedron. So that's when you're running with prec DPSs, you're gonna run the cog, the amulet of Ra, and the claw. That's for only prec DPSs only, if all prec DPSs. However, if you're running with both prec and my DPSs, you're gonna run this setup here: cog, the tetrahedron, and the claw. When you have to hit your buff, your weapon buff, you're gonna switch out the claw with the amulet of Ra and put the amulet of Ra in and hit your defense, debuff, healing debuff, and damage debuff. I'll show you guys this real quick. Actually, before I show you guys, let me get back to that claw artifact and read it a little bit for you guys here. Yeah, I'm gonna show you guys what the claw artifact do. That way you guys have an idea what the claw artifact do. So let me just pull up this information here real quick with the claw artifact. Claw artifact, it's over here. Okay. When in control, your group weapon buff applies to you and 7 group members, and in addition, grants 7% might and restoration and dominance, as well as 5% critical chance and magnitude for 12 seconds, but no longer power heals. So that's what the claw does there, guys. That's what it does. Gives you a nice buff. You know, gives you and the group a nice buff. 7% might, 5% critical chance and magnitude. I'll show you guys real quick how I switch artifacts. Hit the buff there real quick. Then switch out the claw, put the amulet, hit the defense debuff, the healing debuff, and the damage debuff. And just constantly do your weapon attacks. Okay, that little animation in your hand disappears. Go back, put the claw on, hit your buff, the animation in your hand comes back. You see a little green gold your color. Then you switch artifact and do the debuffs. That's how you run. That's how I run it, you know. But if you're not used to artifact swapping, right, you're gonna inspect the group and see what artifacts you're running. If there are a lot of deep, like my DPS in the group, right, guys, you're gonna run the tetra instead of the cog. If there's more prec DPS in the group, you're gonna run the cog. If you don't like artifact swapping, so you're gonna prioritize on how many more, like, you know, the stronger DPSs. So if the prec DPSs are doing more damage than the my DPS, you're gonna run the cog, in other words. You gotta look at the scoreboard too to see which one doing the most damage. That way you're buffing the DPS that doing the most damage. You always wanna like buff the, you know, the strongest DPSs. Alright guys, with that being said, guys, I'm gonna be moving on to the power troll tutorial. I'm not really going to go too much detail into it, but I'm just going to show you guys a quick, you know, setup. Alright guys, let me move on to the power troll tutorial. Alright guys, now I'm moving on to the power troll guide. Basically, most of the stuff are going to stay the same. Show you guys real quick. Let me go to the let me see. Go to the weapons, stay the same setup. You guys can see same skill points in the weapons. That stay the same. However, the start points now is going to change a little bit. Let me go to the start points here. Instead of I'm going to be focusing in focus super powered instead of focus hybrid for the power troll. And then I'm going to max out, you know, critical power chance and all that stuff the same, but I'm going to max out Vite and then I drop the rest in might and power. So it changed up a little bit, you know. how I spec into the start points. Loadout is going to remain the same. You guys can see the same loadout here. I already explained this earlier in the buff tool, what it does. So the same loadout. Show you guys the allies real quick. Allies remain the same. Same allies. Also, let me show you guys real quick the augments. Augments remain the same. Same augments as the buff troll. Same augments, everything remains the same. You guys can see. Same dominant origin, adaptive augments. Dominant, okay, the augments remain the same. The gear is gonna also remain the same, and the white ones remain the same. Guys, take a quick look. Everything remains the same. Except for I'm using a hard brick trinket instead of that silver armor bot. That's the only thing that changed really, the trinket. Artifacts I'm using here. Change up a little bit. Amulet, Parasite, and Soul Cloak. If you do have the Parasite, you could use a claw. I mean, not the claw. The tetrahedron or the cog. Sorry, the tetrahedron or the cog. If you do have the Parasite, or any other troll artifact that you have, you know, the third one is the third slot there is optional, but you must have the amulet and you must have the Soul Cloak. Amulet and Soul Cloak is a must for the, you know, shields and stuff. But the third artifact slot is, that one could be, you know, it could help buff a little bit with the tetrahedron or the cog, a little buff, small buff. Or you can use the Parasite Power Harness, or you can use the other new troll artifact, which I don't have, sorry. So that's the artifacts I'm using. So yeah, so that's it there for my basic power troll setup. So that's it. So thanks for watching, guys. Hope this video was very helpful. For those who haven't subscribed yet, you know, if you want, you can take your time right now and subscribe to the channel. Also, guys, I will include timestamps in the video, so you have to watch the whole video. There will be timestamps in the video in the description box, so make sure and check it out. The timestamps if you don't want to watch the whole video. So yeah, guys, I hope this tutorial guide was very helpful. Blessings, guidance, and protection to you guys all. You guys take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.